the only thing I wanted to know, you have to repeat that. What was on the short list? And REM approved it?
That was for Amnesty International out of Mother London.
It's the first time they've done a commercial ever?
To my knowledge, it's the first time they've ever approved any. I would say it's for a good cause, obviously, but still you could discuss if it's actually not a commercial. So, but they approved it for no money.
No money.
Yeah.
Does mother ever have to pay? Because they always get people to do stuff for no money.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's only in the cases of like Amnesty International where you have the possibility of getting big acts for no money. Otherwise, most would ask for a little payment anyhow.
It would be the same for UNICEF or Greenpeace, though, right?
Yeah, most likely. I've never worked for these guys, but in terms of Amnesty International, that's.
Well, I've worked for UNICEF, and everybody worked for free. Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the best voice in Denmark. So professional.
Yeah.
We're so incredibly professional. I just loved them. I just wanted to go, wow, you're so cool.
No, but I mean, like speaking of Denmark, like Doctors Without Frontiers, they're called. You know, like the Danish folk singer, like Kim Larsen out of Gasoline.
Oh yeah.
He approved one usage also that I recommended way back for free for that purpose.
Right.
And he's never approved any commercial usage ever also.
But you've touched so many ads. I mean, you've been in like the BBH ads, the Swedish ads. You're everywhere. You're all over.
Yeah, I'm like a disease.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's true though. You watch I get ads from all over the world, and you have a finger in most of them actually.
I have a finger in lots. I mean, like what I do mainly is my biggest market is out of London, like where I do like 50% of my total work. But compared to most of my competitors, I don't live in London. I don't want to live in London.
Why not?
Because I don't want to be a part of what everyone else is influenced of. You know, like all my competitors are like influenced by the same things, by the same people they meet whenever they are out for receptions and musical events and so forth. Where I've always preferred to look at the business a little bit from a distance, and kind of like getting the opportunity to get my thoughts together, and then whenever I want something, I go for it. So I go in and like more or less I'm going into war, you know, and then I do my battle, you know, and see what treasures I can get out and what I can steal and so forth, and then I leave with whatever I can carry with me out and back to the forest.
The pillaging Viking.
Maybe I am.
That's good too.
But you know, I've chosen to live in a remote place in Denmark. I live in the middle of Denmark's second largest forest.
Second largest forest?
Yeah, which is like a backyard forest compared to where you come from, which is Sweden. And then I have a little place by the sea where I do work out from as well, where I take walks with my two Hungarian pointers to rest my head and to get my thoughts together and to take a break, and then when I need big city inspiration, I go to Berlin and London. This is like basically my geographically setup.
Or Malmö,
yeah.
To the Front 242 concert. Yay!
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
it was a good night
I was
out.
there out of curiosity.
It was a good night out.
It was a good night out. Yeah. It was.
But then we're back to the blank sheet, though. Is that how you? Because you were saying earlier, you don't want a brief on the music.
No.
You want to be the blank sheet.
Yeah. I like to take a childish approach to my music search, or as I say, for the music profiles that I work out. Because where the creatives are at already, there's no need for me to look into any further, because they have explored this area themselves already. So my finest role as a music creative, I don't like to serve, but I like to be taken serious as an integrated creative music partner together with the team or the director. So I simply ask for the director's treatment, and then maybe a talk with the director or the creatives to hear how they want to make their ad in terms of tempo and style and so forth. And also why I'm saying like this is, as I told you earlier, is also that I recommend that a 9 out of 10 jobs I do, I've worked out my music profile at PPM stage as but absolute latest before you start to edit. Because when you have your music piece set before you start to edit, it will create a much better film compared to most people in the industry who seems to be stressing out on the music when they first start to edit. And you end up spending all your money in the edit suite, and you have to make an existing piece maybe fit to an approved offline version, and that seldom is a super good solution, because it's much better when you have the actual piece to edit your raw material too.
Because things have to go in the right order. I mean, it's better if you edit to the music, then you can. It's just you have to do it in that order. To me, it makes
exactly.
It
creates
you can see films that are edited later, or like they have the music afterwards.
Yeah, or it leaves basically the only option to have something composed. And with all respect to composers and also the best ones, I mean, it's usually 9 out of 10 times the best solution to make use of an existing fully worked out piece like that has been worked out by an artist for months and maybe years. I mean, like instead of having to come up with something within 2 days. Having said that, of course, there are certain kind of films, certain genres that needs specially composed piece, because you cannot find any existing music piece that can match like what you want to create, maybe especially on some epical big production where especially composed music comes in, you know?
I mean, Paul Orton used to say that music was 90% of the commercial.
I'm not sure if I agree with this, because I think that the two parameters, the visuals and the music, needs to underline one another. Whereas if the music takes too much over, like getting into the 60% of the total atmosphere, I mean, like it's like. I mean, like the actual film in my world is in imbalance, where I mean, like both parameters need to underline one another, because if the music becomes too dominating, it ends up as a music video and not as a commercial.
Right.
And this is so wrong. I mean, like like sometimes when I get to work out stuff, I kind of like think, okay, yeah, they like my recommendation. But it's I mean, like the actual film actually works more like a music video, because the music is so dominating.
Yeah.
And this is in my world. This is so wrong. I mean,
I've seen that happen to a few Boots ads. I mean, the UK.
Exactly. I mean, like, and that also goes for creativity. You know, like within music. I mean, like some people has a tendency wanting to be creative on the music side just in order to be creative. If the film cannot live up to the creativity of the music, or if the music piece for that matter cannot live up to the creative visual level on the actual visual side, I mean, like that's not what I will recommend any client to go for. I mean, like music needs to be relevant. Of course, you need to have high ambitions, as well as my ambitions. And all I do concerning film is that I wanna add like the music to the actual production. I wanna approach the music for ads as I wanna help making small pieces of art.
Yeah.
I'm not a commercial dude performing in a commercial world. I like to approach commercials as small little movies. So I'm much more in favor of doing a kind of like Sofia Coppola, kind of like contemporary mood, instead of another James Brown I Feel Good song.
Right.
This is not creative. In my world, anyone can do this, except for if there is any super duper original cover version of James Brown, I Feel Good, then it becomes relevant. Otherwise, most known songs I don't find very inspiring to work with. So known songs like, I mean, like, is seldom what you will hear from me. Besides, if I come across any original cover version made of a known song, otherwise it becomes too commercial. The musical approach becomes too commercial in my world.
Like in recent years, commercials have launched music acts, like music acts that were never known. Actually, that's been happening since the mid '90s, where you could release a CD with all these songs from commercials.
Like
yeah, like Levi's doing it.
Yeah.
So, but I think hasn't that been happening a lot more lately?
Can I have water?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's hot.
I'm the talker here.
What was I thinking? I lost my train of thought now.
Levi's.
Levi's. No, but it's like nobody heard about Gonzalez before the Sony ad or anything. So,
which is interesting also.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not saying that I would have. I was not engaged in working on this film. But my finest job as a music searcher, sorry for taking over your question, is that my finest role is to be ahead of time. And I've just experienced a few times, for example, on the Sony Bravi ad, which is a hell of a great ad. I mean, like it was like talk of, I mean, like obviously super duper ad. And I mean, like the piece is so fine. I mean, like I wish that I would have done this ad, but my point is that my mission in music is to be very much upfront on tendencies, and I see quite often that the music tendencies and where I am is first picked up much later. So I pitched Jose Gonzalez 18 months before he got known via the Sony Bravi ad. And all of a sudden, because he's on the Sony Bravi ad, I mean, like, there are so many people taking credit for discovering this act.
Right.
I'm not taking anything, it's a fucking great ad, it's a fucking great music piece and so forth, but it just like shows my interest is to go and scout like tomorrow's stars, and it's not to go and make use of stuff that is already known.
Right. So who is tomorrow's star?
That's a good question. There are so many that I don't think we have time for it.
Okay.
I don't want to give away tips to my competitors.
Of course not.
No?
Who else is on the film list, actually? Can we read out the short list? Everybody say, yeah!
Should we read out the short list?
No, but who else is on there that we should know? Oh my god, Huggies is on there.
I mean, like the T-Mobile.
Of course Huggies is on there. Stream is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where the kid just pees and it shoots all over the room. It's so crass, but I think it's fun.
But I mean, like the T-Mobile dance from Such and Such seems to get lots of attention.
Do you think that might be the winner?
I hope so. I'm a good friend of Jason, the creative director, so I certainly hope so. But also I have high hopes on this Hovis ad that won best ad in the UK, the BTAA awards.
Yeah, what's it? Go on, lad. What's it called?
I cannot find it right now.
Yeah.
It's also shortlisted for best use of music. Yes, use of music, of course. Sorry for being so Danish.
I know. Best use of music.
Hovis bread.
Go on, lad.
Brilliant ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, produced by Radlin Stick. So I'd love to have done that. So
And
thumbs
the
up for
time
that.
sculpture.
Yeah. So these are like, but no best of music for me this year. I had one last year, but not this year. So
Well, I was talking to one of the jurors on Monday.
Yeah.
And they had the roughest time rippling that. He said there was a lot of great work this year, but there was also so much total crap.
Yeah.
And then you don't have time. You don't have time to see the whole thing. So it's sorted up. So you have 3 pieces.
Yeah.
So and you're in 3 groups, and then you see 3 pieces, and the next day you see 3 other pieces.
I don't envy them having to go through to watch all these films. Travel. Okay. But I also see like travel, transport, and tourism. I recall there was like 12 shortlisted films last year. There's only 3 this year that they've found worthy.
Yeah.
So. But what else is there? I don't know. It's like...
No, but T-Mobile is probably going to be it, actually.
There's one I worked on.
Levi Strauss?
Yeah.
Secrets and Lies?
Yeah, but didn't make it. I was accused of being a little arrogant by head of TV at BBH because for this film I only put forward 1 song.
That's not arrogant. You knew it was right, right?
Exactly.
That's just being good.
Exactly. That's staying in focus. So the point is there that most people have a tendency to put too many choices forward, which then again means that the good choices seems to vanish in the lot, you know. Because it's not about showing that yes, I do have more than 100 MP3s on my computer. It's about showing what's really relevant for the track, and most of all, not to waste the creatives or the director's time in any ways. I mean, like that's so not serious. Only present the relevant stuff.
Yeah, but are they the same as like if I show stuff from the creative background to the end client, you give them 3 ideas, they always pick the worst one. So you never want to give them 3 ideas. If you have 2 good ones, then you can, here's 2 good ones, pick one. But if you have like 3 and you have 1 excellent, 1 medium, and 1 bad, they're gonna go for the bad.
Yeah.
So.
But it's of course about knowing your client and to play it very strategic. Also from the agent's side, it's always also on the music side. It's always also the question about should I present this only 1 piece, or should I give my client like maybe up to 5 pieces? And where in the process will I bring it in? Because I don't want to give him too much time to choose either. Right. Because the more time he has, the more time he has time for making changes.
No time to waste.
Exactly.
This is good. We're gonna turn this off now.
Yeah.
Bye.